Hey there. Keeping up with the showcases? Well, at this point, we're nearly at the end of the road. Only one way to go, and that's up. We're gonna go with the next, more powerful weapon. So the junk jet, well, that was a stinker. But his next weapon clearly isn't. The much anticipated plasma rifle. Now, the plasma rifle. Much like the Institute rifle or the laser rifle, they all share the same overlying theme of very customizable. It could be your machine gun, your shotgun, your sniper, and other things that the plasma rifle can do. Now, I initially stayed away from this weapon in my playthrough because I had those premonitions and flashbacks from the Fallout 3 version. Now, the Fallout 3 version was powerful, but it had a lot of accuracy issues at long range, which drew me away from it. But of course, they fixed these problems, so it's no longer the case in this game. Now, what does the plasma rifle have up on the laser Institute rifle? Well, as we can see here, not only does it have energy damage, it has physical damage too, doing both at once. No opponent is safe from this. None. This weapon will kill anything you point it at. There is no resistance here. Now, in terms of what's best for what attachments, we'll go over that going forward. I'll do a better job of covering this than unlike I did with the laser rifle. I'll make sure to actually test on many enemies. Now, in the base form, well, it's a plasma rifle. It's fairly accurate from the hip, and you got a lot of green residue that makes the iron sights rather useless. I can't even tell if I hit my target. But I won't be using iron sights for most of the attachments. But anyway, before you get to talk about any numbers, my Rifleman perk is maxed out, so you'll see the full damage value of this weapon and their respective attachments. Now, as you probably figured, this weapon customizes just like the other two laser weapons. Now, I'm just going to go with overcharge capacity, get more superior damage and improved ammo capacity. It's like, why would you choose the other ones? Burning damage is meh. Now the barrels this time is actually where you get your different types of, weapons here. You got your splitter already built in there. We also got a flamethrower version. Yes. And we have improved versions of all of those, but that flamethrower version, which I found strange. But I'll be testing each of these, minus the short barrel. Because I don't think I really need to test it, because it seems like the weakest of all the bunch. Now for the stock, well, we can go with Marksman, but we'll go with the Recall Constating stock. Because it's pretty much the best of the all worlds, I think. Between all attachments. And, well, of course, I'm not going to use pistol grips, of course. And on that, we got sights. There's no muzzles here. Because all the attachments are built into the barrel. So you don't need to get that extra attachment there. So now with the machine gun version, as I chose them first, you can see there's a lot of recoil. But the grouping is good. Hipfire is excellent. I have no problems using this at probably medium to long range and hitting opponents rather well. Reloading remains the same. Now, I took it up again. I'm going to fight all these enemies are going to be super mutants. Because plasma weapons on raiders is overkill. So that's why I chose super mutants. They're stronger than gunners, but they're not the strongest enemies in the game. But strong enough. As we see, warlords are the strongest super mutants, and I can almost cut right through these guys very easily. The only downside with the machine gun attachment is its shallow magazine of only 30 shots. But those 30 shots are powerful. In fact, if there was any more shots, it'd probably be over OP. So that's probably not the case. And you can see, even with the legendary, with all 30 shots, I can kill him in just one magazine. Nice. Okay, next though. We're going to go with the splitter, which turns our plasma gun into a shotgun. Now, the grouping is okay. It's just okay. I can call it excellent and won't call bad. Reloading remains the same. Now again, against super mutants. Now, I have varying results. As you get farther away, of course, the gun gets weaker. The closer you get, it gets stronger. Pretty obvious, but this weapon seems to get dramatically weaker as you get farther away from your opponents. I don't quite understand how that really works, but to be honest, I don't like this one too much. The laser shotgun, the laser rifle, did a pretty good job, but Plasma one seems to be a bit lacking against the bigger foes. Doesn't seem to quite deliver. You really gotta light into your opponents. Now, for the sniper barrel, this is the reason why I'm not doing the short barrel, because the sniper barrel just improves on everything the short barrel is. So we got the most damage, but we got the lowest number of shots. And probably poor hip fire, if I had to guess. And also I gotta remember to put on a medium scope, not the reflex sight. Now down the range, as I figured, hip fire, it's okay, it does actually pretty good, but the occasional shot veers off, and down the scope, well, from what I could tell, it hits its mark. A lot of green residue makes it difficult though. Now, I did manage to find some super mutants, though the Rouster is running a little thin, and I am disappointed. I thought this would be the best attachment actually, but I was wrong. Only 12 shots, it barely hurts the warlords at all. This is possibly like the worst attachment, when I thought it was going to be the best. It shows the numbers isn't everything. It sure did good enough on the Enforcer and the small guys, but against the endgame enemies, it's not very good. It's lacking heavily. Gotta put multiple shots in and multiple reloads just to drop in a couple of enemies. If the brother wasn't here, this battle then took a lot longer. So yes, this weapon attachment is not good. Now, we're gonna go with the Flamer, the oddball of the bunch, since the other laser weapons cannot go that route. Now I turn on about the HUD, since you can see it drains a lot of ammo. That's the downside. You have 303 shots, but the upside is this thing hurts enemies bad. You cook them nice and quick. By far, this is the strongest attachment for obvious reasons, and now I understand why it is not an improved barrel. You don't need it. The plain flamer barrel will do all the work for you. The improved one would just be OP. But yes, easily the most powerful. I think this is possibly the best attachment here, but again, this is consuming a lot of ammo, and plasma cartridges aren't that cheap. Now, it wouldn't be a showcase of a death claw being killed, and I just happened to come across one with the flamethrower, and it didn't even stand a chance. It's awesome. But anyway, whatever attachment you choose, it's up to you. All of them can work, some better than others. But to wrap up all this and go to the pros and cons, I'm going to be using still images so this video won't be 2 gigs. Okay, Scattergun Pros. We got pretty good grouping, conserves ammo, and it's mildly powerful. Downside is it loses damage, a lot of damage, over range, and it could be better because it's a shotgun, but it's not. So it lacks overall punch, to be honest. For the automatic plasma rifle, though, we got excellent damage and DPS for pros. We also got pretty good hipfire accuracy. And it's pretty much the more better of the attachments. I think it's the runner-up, second place. But for cons, we got shallow magazine with only 30 shots. The recoil is quite a monster. And you do use up quite a bit of ammo using this type. So yeah. But the pros offset those cons, I believe. Worthy of a second place. But the sniper barrel, well, pros, we got good range. That's it. Cons, we got only 12 shots, so a shallow magazine. Lacking firepower. And down the scope, we also have some green residue that makes aiming down the scope quite difficult. Not to mention hipfire is pretty poor. Could be better. This is possibly the worst attachment of the weapon, which is surprising. I thought it'd be better. And now we come to the best attachment in my mind, the Plasmethrower, aka Flamethrower. We got very, very high damage and DPS. And that's about it. Which is strange for a pro, and I call it the best. The con side is it has very limited range, It consumes a lot of ammo, and it's probably not best in all given situations, since it's very situational. You don't want to rush a behemoth, or maybe you could fight a behemoth with it, but I didn't get to find one in time. But anyway, I think that high damage offsets the cons, but you be the judge of it. But anyway, that is Showcase for the Plasma Rifle and its sets. So whatever gun you may need, the Plasma Rifle's got you covered. It could be whatever you want. Maybe it can't be a mini nuke, okay, maybe it can't be everything. But it can be just about everything you want. But tell you what, that's Showcase for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. We're almost done. We're in the home stretch now.